How's it going, people? For today's video, we're going to take a look at some more Save the World gadgets, abilities, and features that you've probably never seen before. For those who don't know, this is our third installment of this series, so if you'd like to see the previous two, be sure to check out the link in the description. Also,
I know it's a lot to ask,
but if you'd like to see some more content like this, or if you want us to do a BR version, be sure to either drop a like or let me know in the comments. And if you'd like to support the channel, don't forget to use creator code A1. Anyways, everything I'm about to go over, I got from this Twitter account, which I will also leave a link to in the description. And the first thing I want to take a look at is the original first person view in Save the World. Look at that, look how he just walks, it's so much swag. So much riz. So here's what first person view looked like in Save the World before it was released. As you can tell, you can see your hands, your body, you can see the weapons. And this is way better than, the first person view that we got in Save the World now. Here's what the first person view looks like in Save the World now. As you can tell, you can't see the body, you can't see his hands, you can't see the weapons. You can see the element on it, but you can't really see the weapon. You see the bullets.
What the hell is that?
So yeah, definitely not as good as the other first person view that we used to have, but this is what it looks like now.
Oh, I am a soldier. That's right, I got guns and bullets. Yeah, good to fight. Boom.
And there's what the first person view looks like when you're dancing. The main reason I wanted to show this is because apparently there's been a lot of rumors about first person view coming to VR. I don't think it would look exactly like this. It will probably look a little bit different, but this is what the first person view used to look like in Save the World.
Oh, I am a soldier.
It almost looked like
right,
his head disappears when he dances. Did y'all see that for like a split second? You can see the body without the head. And I definitely prefer this first person view over the one that we currently have. But I would imagine that BR's first person is probably going to look even better than this. So yeah, that was the first thing I wanted to go over. Apparently there were also different zones that we haven't seen before. One of them's called the Zone Maple Tree Valley Zone. And it says a scrap zone that was probably intended for an event. Its theme sort of makes it look like it was made for use around Halloween. Hopefully the quality's not too bad. We are getting this from Twitter. And again, I'll leave a link to where I got all these videos in the description if you want to go check them out. But yeah, this zone was called Zone Maple Tree Valley. I believe that's what it's called. It's not a zone I've seen before. Like, there's definitely some things that are new here. Like those purple trees, I don't think I've seen those before. That looks new to me. I think that big box was just like a placeholder, probably for a safe or something. You sort of see around the outer edges a little bit. It doesn't look like there's too much out there though, like it's surrounded by water. So I noticed that the caves look sort of similar to the caves we have now. I don't see anything new down here. Yeah, the caves look pretty much the same in this new zone. But yeah, apparently there was a zone called Zone Maple Tree Valley, and that's what it looked like, people. Definitely looks like a Save the World map though. So this next one is a look at to what loading into a mission zone looked like in OT6 and the pre-game lobby. So let's go ahead and take a look at this real quick. So I'm guessing instead of like the normal lobby screen we have now, this is sort of what it looked like before. They brought you to this screen where you could select a mission. Here's what the lobby screen looked like before you load it in. Oh, bro, why is his name? Bro, can I blur this out? Dude, let me just cover this up with my mouse. Whoops. Bro, dude's gonna have to change his name, bro. Here's the loading screen. Okay, so it says, deposit blue glow in the weather tower to make storms more intense for the other team. What? Protect your core as Husk will remove its shield, destroy the enemy core. Obviously, we never got this mission type in Save the World, but oh, you can see it in the mini map if you look in the top right. So you would have to deposit blue glow in this weather tower to make the storm more intense for the other team. And they would have to put blue glow in here to make the storm more intense for you. That's a pretty interesting mode. Obviously, we never got to see that. Radar works like a UAV from the Call of Duty series. Pings where players are on the map. and sweeps until it is destroyed. I think that's for the PvP game mode. Laser wall, bro, no way. And this is used to keep enemies and Husk away from your base. It only damages enemies, thus turns off when someone on your team or you walk through it. So yeah, I think it was for one of those modes where it has both Husk and players you're playing against. One of those modes we never got to see. But apparently there's a laser wall you could put outside of your base. Honestly, sounds kind of OP. Because what if you put them in all 4 directions? Nobody will ever get to your base. I don't know. But that's what it looked like, people. So here's another thing that was in that PvP mode. It's called Jupiter Generator. And basically it would make enemy players who got close to it, it would like push them in the air and then they would fall to their death. Definitely sounds overpowered. I can see why they never put it in the game. Night vision test. Pretty self-explanatory. Oh! They used to have night vision. Bro, dude. They actually used to have night vision in Fortnite. That is insane. Yeah, let's watch this one, people. I want to see what this looks like. That is pretty cool. I'm kind of wishing they still had the thermal. Like, I know we don't need it, but I kind of wish they still had the thermal. But that was on the bullseye rifle. Oh. Wow, people. I can't believe they actually had thermal in Fortnite. That's crazy. I mean, they do have the neon sniper, but that's not really... Well, I guess it's a different kind of thermal, maybe. We do have the neon sniper, but it's not like this. It's not a green thermal. This emote was actually intended to be given out for founders, along with founder skins, but for whatever reason, it was never given to us. But it's called Storm Salutation, and that's what the emote looks like. Apparently, there used to be a slow grenade as well. Here's what it looks like. Basically, whenever you throw it down, it slows everything in the radius down. It's almost like a slow field almost, but a grenade. And it doesn't last as long as a slow field, but apparently there used to be slow grenades as well, and that's what it looks like. Should I mention this? This was actually in the game. I remember using these. This one's called Ward, but the ones we had were called Patrol Wards. Basically, it stops enemies or Husk from spawning in a certain area, or at least it was supposed to. The reason you no longer see Patrol Wards is because they changed them to anti-air traps. But yeah, technically that was in the game. It just no longer is. So I'm not sure what purpose this had, but apparently there used to be a cart in Save the World as well. Looks like a tub on a Deliver the Bomb track. Again, not entirely sure what this was gonna be used for, but apparently this was a thing as well. Wait, voice lines? Hold on, let's listen to this.
Make sure to stay with the tub. Cover tub health is below 50%. That tub is not going to defend itself. Cover tub health is below 20%. Not good.
There also used to be a Sentry Gun in Save the World. And here's what it looks like. I do remember seeing this. I think it's in the opening cutscene. You can see some of these laying around the base, but we never got them in the game. But here's what the Sentry Guns look like. Oh, there's a Beehive Grenade. What? Apparently you used to also be able to throw beehives grenades. I'm assuming it would like deal damage in a small area around the beehive. But yeah, apparently you used to be able to be lobbers before. Machine pistol. Oh, apparently that used to be in Save the World. It's not now, but it used to be. A weird trap named Oil Slick just makes the player slide around, has limited uses, and it sort of gives you like the frozen feet modifier that you see in Frost Knight. Or Frosty Turf modifier. Just makes you slide around a little bit. Can you imagine using that on Husk though? Having them sliding around everywhere? Alright, so for this next one, we're going to take a look at the different buildings that used to be in Save the World, where you would go to gain gadgets and certain buffs. And if you slotted survivors into like certain areas, you would get additional buffs. This looks so different. Okay, apparently there was a assembly line. You had an R&D department. If you slotted different survivors and heroes, you could get additional buffs to your different gadgets. Let's see, this one's called a drone. And you also got Combat Academy. There's also the teleporter gadget. You could also upgrade that as well. And apparently you did that at the gym. The clock tower would reduce the cost of your structures, and you would do that at the engineering school. There was also a hospital where you would upgrade your adrenaline rush. There's also a constructor site, which would help you increase the tier of your walls and reduce the cost of your walls. When you upgraded buildings, they also changed visually. You also had the Outlander lab, which I'm assuming was to buff Outlander abilities. So it looks like each class had their own building as well. Here's the ninja layer, where you can increase things like sword damage. You also got Explorer's Guild. Improves resource harvesting, increases item loot chance. So yeah, those were a few different buildings that used to be in Save the World. Definitely seems like it's a lot easier now compared to before. A unicycle? What? Okay, this doesn't really have anything to do with Save the World, but apparently there's a unicycle in Fortnite that has not been removed from the game, but it looks like they're not going to release it, or they forgot to add it. Either way, it's been in the game since Chapter 2, Season 4, and they've done nothing with it. Let's go ahead and pull it up. I actually wouldn't mind getting that emote. Oh, this is another one I wanted to show. This is called the Husk Gym. It's sort of like a firing range. This was in the game around 2014. And basically it's a place where you go test your different weapons. You'd have Husk spawn in at the back of this little tunnel. They'll run up to you and you can see how much damage you deal. And it's sort of like a firing range, but it was called Husk Gym. What? The BR item shop was supposed to be viewable through Save the World sometime during Season 7, but for whatever reason, it wasn't made available and was cut. So let's go ahead and take a look at this real quick. That's wild. This is what it looked like in 2014. Another new weapon that used to be in Save the World, but is no longer there, is a weapon called the Seeker. And this fires a rocket towards players or Husks. Wow, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't mind having a weapon like this. It sort of reminds me of the Onslaught a little bit, because you can aim like anywhere else and the bullets will sort of still go towards the target. So it's sort of similar to Onslaught, but this thing had explosions though. This was, wow, okay. So yeah, apparently there used to be a rocket launcher called the Seeker. Missile Battery Pack. Another concept for the Airstrike. Fires multiple rockets but only hit a specified area. So I guess this is like an early version of the Airstrike. Oh, it comes from the backpack. Yeah, the one we have in Save the World now has a much bigger AoE. Early intro cinematic. Should we watch this? It's 30 seconds. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Sort of has like a comic book sketch to it. Honestly, I kind of prefer the opening cutscene we got now compared to this. There was a Save the World gadget called the Grapple Hook. It doesn't have proper animations and just pulls the player towards where the projectile lands, but let's go ahead and take a look at it. Oh. So that's sort of what the early version of the Grapple Hook looks like. It looks like we were supposed to get that in Save the World, but we never did. And apparently not only did we used to have grappling hooks, we also used to have zip lines. But if you throw it like in a certain spot, it would pull you towards it. It does look like the animation's missing a little bit, so that's probably why they never put it in the game. They also showed an early version of the hoverboard vehicle. Oh, look how slow that is. That is awful. Bro, you'd be better off walking. Dude, I'm glad they buffed the hoverboard, because that's pretty bad, people. I found another prototype weapon. This one's called 10 Stack. He doesn't think this was intended to be added to BR, but it has 2 modes that can be switched between by crouching. One is an airstrike mode and the other is just normal firing mode. All right, let's try it. Yeah, basically looks like you're shooting an airstrike, which is kind of sounds a little overpowered. I can see why we never got this in Save the World. But yeah, that's called 10 Stack, and that's what it looked like. Bro, you could build anywhere like that? Really? That would help so much when it comes to like slopes. And I think that's gonna sum up everything we're gonna go over for this one. Like I said, I will leave a link in the description to where I found all of these clips if you'd like to go check it out. But I think what surprised me the most was the thermal. Also really liked the first person view that used to be in Save the World. But yeah, let me know what you think about all this unreleased stuff that we never got. Anyways, before I go, big shout out to everybody who uses creator code A1. I really appreciate your support. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching.